Hi, my name is Sophia Valdez, and I am here with Nicole Amran. Thank you for meeting with me today. This interview should only take about 10 to 15 minutes. There are no right or wrong answers, and it is important to us that we just get your honest feedback for our questions. This session will be recorded, but will only be submitted for course purposes, and she already signed the acknowledgement form. Okay, so I'd first just like to start off getting to know you a little bit. So what year are you currently at UF?
I am a senior.
And then where did you live before coming to UF? So like, where are you from originally?
I'm from a small town outside of Orlando in Florida.
Okay. And then did you live on campus or off campus for your first year?
I lived on campus in a dorm.
Okay. Um, and then why did you decide to live on campus for your first year instead of living like in an apartment off campus?
I just feel like living in a dorm your first year just really gets you like immersed in the college experience and helps you meet new people and be a part of all the activities, and just like everyone needs to go through that, like living in a small dorm year, their first year.
Yeah. And then when you like picked out your dorm before you came to UF, did UF like help you at all, like give you any resources or anything, or did you kind of just find it yourself?
So I came up summer B, so there were more limited dorms than there are in the fall. So they kind of just gave me a list of all the dorms that I could live in. And then from there, I had to do my own research to see which one was like the best fit for me.
Okay. And do you remember like how many days prior to the start of classes you moved in for summer B? Like how many days you had in between?
I think there were probably like maybe 2 days in between.
Okay. Okay. So can you walk me through a little bit more your experience of like finding your housing and how you picked it? Like what qualities did you look for and kind of that whole process?
So, through the list, I kind of just went through and did my own research more on like seeing where the location of each of the dorms were available, and then seeing kind of like what the floor plan was, what different kind of things that they have, because some dorms are like you have a bathroom in your dorm, and then some are like you have a bathroom down the hallway, things like that. So the biggest thing for me was location. I wanted a dorm that was close to sorority houses because I was rushing in the fall, and then also a place that was close to my classes. So like by Turlington, which is how I ended up choosing Mallory Hall because that was kind of right in between. And then another thing was just like having enough space and just the things that they provide. I felt like my room was like still decently big for me and my roommate to fit like all of our stuff in.
Okay. Yeah. So did you like when you were doing research, did you just like Google stuff or did you like ask like people who had already lived in the dorms? How did you like get the information about the actual dorms?
The really only thing that I remember UF providing was a map of like where each of the dorms were.
Hmm.
So everything besides that, I kind of just had to like research on my own or like ask around. My brother went here before me. He was a senior when I was coming in as a freshman. So he kind of lived on the other side of campus more by the fraternities. But he had knew a lot of friends that he asked around, and so they gave some recommendations.
Okay. And then I know like I know when I also came in summer B and I lived in one dorm for summer B and then I had to move to another dorm for like fall and spring. And you do that or did you decide to live in the same dorm from summer to fall?
I lived in the same dorm from summer to fall. My roommate and I found we knew each other from home, and we just happened to be both coming up for summer B. And then that was another one of our kind of requirements when picking the dorm, is that we didn't want to have to move in between the summer and the fall semesters. And so Mallory was one of those dorms. So it kind of checked all of our boxes there, with not having to move in between there too.
Okay, cool. So that kind of leads into my next question is how did you find your roommate if you had any?
So, my roommate went to my rival high school back in our hometown, and we had known each other kind of growing up, but we were never super close. And then as decisions were coming out, I kind of just got an idea of who got accepted where and like when they got accepted. And she was actually like one of the only people that I knew that got accepted in the summer.
Mhm.
So we kind of kept in contact, just seeing, and we waited a little bit to like just make a final decision. And then I would say probably like within first month of us getting accepted into UF, we both decided that we wanted to live together.
Okay, cool. And then I'm sure you probably had like some expectations of like the college dorm experience. Would you say that living in a dorm at UF met those expectations that you had?
Yeah, I think so. It was definitely like those it looked exactly how I thought it would look, like all of the beds and like the dressers and stuff that they provide you, that was very like the stereotypical college dorm. And like kind of like the dorm life, it was um just girls in the bathroom. Like we had a bathroom in the hall, like down the hallway, so everyone was using them. So that was kind of the typical college thing that I would expect, to have those bathrooms, like everyone wearing their shower shoes, stuff like that. That's just like the weird things, but very typical college dorm.
Okay. And did you enjoy your college dorm experience, or do you wish you had picked another dorm or lived in an apartment or instead, or did you pretty much enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I think it was, I mean, obviously now living in an apartment is better, but I think that it was definitely something that I needed to do, is living in the dorm at some point. And I definitely am happy that I did. It was just fun to always have a roommate, as annoying as it kind of is. It was really fun to just be doing everything together, living together, and just having that experience that's kind of a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much all the questions I have. Is there anything kind of about housing at UF or living in your freshman year, just anything that you wanted to add or any questions you had wished I had asked or anything like that?
Um, I'm not sure. I think I kind of had a typical easy experience into the dorms, but I know like some other people with PACE and stuff, I think would have more difficult time finding those apartments and things. So um it definitely is more difficult to find an apartment than a dorm. So I'm kind of happy I chose a dorm.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.